I think we're working. Woohoo! Sorry for the delay, everybody. Had some technical difficulties with the camera. This is Lena with Especially Made for Me. I hope you can see me and hear me okay. If not, please type in a comment. I will try to read it while we're on camera, and we'll get started. Thank you so much for your patience. Today we're going to work on another wreath, but we're going to be doing a different method. We're going to be using the Woodland Ruffle method, and we're going to use a base that already has a starting point. And don't mind us, we have some noises in the background. That's just my husband closing the door. But this is the base that we're going to be using. It's already got the poof in the middle, in the center, which we had another video on, and we're going to be adding on to this base. So we're going to be working on that method, and we're going to have some nice bright colors, but I want to show you a little bit at a time. This is one of the mesh that we're going to be using with the stripes, and it's got a variety of colors here. So we're going to be matching these stripes with our poof already, with our mesh that we already have for the base, and we're going to be using some ribbons to go along with our pretty mesh. So we have a sign that we're going to be using, one of my signs that's also on my Etsy store. This is the summer with the glasses. We're going to be using that once we're done with the wreath and putting that on top. And the reason I'm using it is because we have this pretty ribbon. I hope you can see that. It's got some glasses on it, just perfect for summer. So I just thought it was cute that the ribbon can match the sign that we're going to be using. So we're going to be using some of that ribbon, and of course more ribbon, because you know we got to use lots and lots and lots of ribbons. So we're going to be matching all of these colors from the signs and from this mesh to make it all nice and bright and sunshiny and just like summer should be, right? So we're going to get started. I'm going to go ahead and change the camera view so you'll be able to see me work, and you'll still be able to hear me. But if any questions at all, please do type in a comment. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you like what you're watching, what you're learning, and of course subscribe so that you'll be able to find these tutorials a lot easier. And the bell, if you click on that, it'll let you know when we're going live. And again, thank you so much for your patience. So we're going to change the view of the camera now, like so. So you'll be able to see what we're working on here. So this is the base that we're going to be using. So I mentioned that I already have the poof method here just in the center of our mesh, of our wreath form. And this is a kind of like an aqua teal color. Hopefully that with us adjusting the camera the way we did, which made it go crazy, you're able to see the actual color. We had noticed on some of our previous videos, the colors weren't coming out just perfectly. So hopefully it's a little bit better now. But this only has the poof with the mesh in the center, and we're going to be working on the outside and then going to be mixing in some of our colors on here for the center so we can get our wreath nice and full. So to do that poof method I mentioned earlier, there's another video out there for you to be able to see the poof method, just kind of rolling along to make sure we don't take too much of your time. But I want to show you a new method because I like doing the mix and match as often as I can, just to show different things. So today we're going to be doing what is called the Woodland Ruffle method, because we already have a video for the Ruffle method. This will be the Woodland Ruffle. Now these are cut on 30-inch strips. Normally when you do the Woodland Ruffle, it takes a little bit more mesh, so we want to make sure we cut it longer. Usually for the ruffle by itself, you could do a 20-inch cut, and that works perfectly. But for this, we want to cut longer. What you will need is something heavy to kind of hold it. As you see, it kind of curls, and the closest you get to the end of your mesh roll, the more it'll want to curl. It'll tend to curl. So it's always good to have something heavy that you can put on it. You can use clips. Sometimes I have my phone in here, but I notice that's not a good thing, because sometimes even when it's on silent, calls will come in and it'll start vibrating. But we can use, of course, our ribbons. You can use the phone if you have that, something that's heavy to kind of keep it from rolling on you. Now you will also need another piece of item that will help you keep everything together. You could use another heavy item, or you can use the Bodabra. If you don't have a Bodabra, of course you can use something heavy, but this is the Bodabra. It's just another tool for making bows. And this is the way we make our Woodland Ruffle. The Woodland Ruffle basically is a ruffle and a curl combined. So we're gonna curl first, and we have this method already on another video. So we curl like 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and you'll need, this is where you will need something heavy to kind of keep it from rolling on you, because now we got to do it on the other end. If you don't have something else, you could also use a clip. You could use a clothespin, anything that'll kind of keep it from rolling on you. Or you could turn it over and then put the ribbon or whatever you use on the other side and keep that on the end. We're going to do 3 curls. 1, 2, and 3. And then from here, we no longer need anything to hold it together. What we're going to do from here is our ruffle. Now for our ruffle, what we normally would do is find our middle and use our thumbs. And we're just going to bring it on in. Okay? And then you could take your clip out of the way. So this is a ruffle. We can see the ruffle just like from our previous video on the ruffle method. But now we also have the curl. So when we have those two combined, it is called the Woodland Ruffle. So then we're going to go ahead and put this onto our wreath form. And I'm going to try so that it'll be easier for you to see how I do it, to do it on this side. So I'm going to just stretch on over. And what we do is we're going to grab our 2 stems. We're going to put it right in the middle. That's why we hold it in the middle. Okay. And we're just going to twist that, pull tight, and give it just one little twist. That'll hold it together. So we have our 1, and you could open it up a little if you want as you go, or you could wait until the end and do them all at the end. Okay. Now when you do a wreath form, when you use a wreath form for doing these wreaths, depending on the form that you're using, for example, in this one, it already has the chenille stems attached. Normally there are 18. There's 10 on the outside and 8 on the inside. So the rule of thumb is when you use the forms that don't have those already attached and you're putting on your own chenille stems, is to try to use the same amount, just to kind of keep it straight in our minds as to how many cuts you might need when you're doing cuts and different things. So again, to do our Woodland Ruffle, we're going to curl 3 times on each end. Okay, we're going to use something to keep it together while we go to the other end. And do the same thing. And then we're going to do our ruffle. We find our edge, go to the middle with our thumbs, and we're just going to gather it together in the middle to make our ruffle. Okay, we have our middle. So it basically should look like that. Almost like some say it's a little butterfly, a little birdie. Could look like a flower depending on how much you open them up. Okay, so we're going to go to our next one. And by next one, I mean our next stems here to the side of it. And do the same thing. And we're going to do that all the way around. Okay, we're going to pull to tighten and then twist. And on to the next one. And I'm starting with the outside because we already have our poof in the center. And I've purposely used that other color, the teal blue color, because we have that blue on the edges of our other mesh, and our ribbon has that color. We try to bring those colors together to match. And then our sign has more of the yellow for summer. So that is why I have more of that teal color in the center, because I want to make sure our sign stands out. Gathering in the middle to make our ruffle. And we're going to find our next set of stems right in the middle, pull to tighten and twist. Making a mess in here. Let's see, I don't know what happened. Okay, excuse me for a second. Looks like my mouse decided to jump off the table. I hope you can still see me because I can no longer see you. Let's see. Alrighty, here we go. The mouse decided to jump off. It did not like me not paying attention to it, I guess. Getting our next mesh so that we can do our ruffle. Woodland Ruffle. So we're going to curl 1, 2, and 3. And you can clip it or put something heavy on it. And I'll show you another way of doing this here in a second. Just want to make sure I show a couple of different ways. Getting to our next set of stems. Make sure you can still I see some message here. Can't see you. You can see me. Woohoo! So glad. Thank you for confirming. I'm trying to read the comments. The place where the comments come up is kind of a little bit far from me. That's why I'm keeping my glasses on, even though I know there's like a little glare. I apologize for that. But it's a little bit far away, so it's kind of hard for me to see all the comments. But I'm able to see that you can see me, so I'm thankful for that. Oh, let me show you the other way of doing these. And I'm not as coordinated as some of my other arts and crafters, so I'm going to try to do it. I've seen others do it this way. They go ahead and curl at the same time from both ends. So you can actually do it that way as well if you're that coordinated. So 1, 2, and 3. And then you can gather at the end, right in the middle. To me, it just doesn't come out quite the same when I do it that way, but it still works. And then you can spread it once you have it on your wreath form. To me, it just doesn't give it as much shape doing it that way. I like being able to see the curl. Let's see. I'm going to try to move this out a bit further away so I can see a little bit better. How are we doing out there today? Hope you're having a wonderful evening. So thankful that you're joining me. I do have a list beneath the description of the video where it shows you the tools that I have, that I'm using, and the supplies in case you may need to come back to the video later to make the wreath. So it lists the actual items so that you'll know the length of the mesh, how many different meshes, and that type of thing. And then you can choose your own colors. I normally don't put the colors on there. Like it the other way. Which way? The way I'm doing now? To me, it's a little bit easier. I'm just not as coordinated, I guess. I thought I was, but just can't quite get it done the other way. But it seems like it takes less time doing it like the other way without using the clip. But for some reason, I need a little bit more help. And I like the way the curls look a little bit better doing it that way. So if that's the way you meant, I like it the other way too. So 1, 2, 3. And we're going to clip and bring it on over. So we can do the other side. We're going to do our curl. 1, 2, 3. Move our little, kind of like a paperweight out of the way. And we're going to bring it in on the end to get that curl. Pointy curl look. Yes. Me too. I'm going to turn it up over a little bit so you can see where I'm placing it here. Okay, so these are, just in case we had anybody joining a little bit later, these are the stems that I'm using to tighten it in. So we're just gonna place it in the middle. We're gonna pull once from one opposite side to the other, kind of like when you're tightening your shoelaces, and then give it a twist. That keeps it in place. And then we can move our ruffles around. So we can see it's kind of coming together already. I like seeing the little curls. Those out of the way. Okay. Next curl. These clips come in handy. Another thing I like to do, if I already have all of my ribbons pre-cut, you could do the woodline curl or the curl, any of the curls, and put it on the bodabra and then put the ribbons on there. So that way you're only doing the twisting here when you get to the stems once, but everything is put together already. So that way you're only doing this part once because you already have your ribbons in place. So it's a good time saver doing it that way. Three. Gotta know how to count. Alright, going to our middle, gathering together to make our ruffle. See, don't you think that's so cute? It's almost like a little butterfly. Little flower. If you shape it, when you do the opening of the curl, if you make it go all the way around, it really does look like a flower. That's how I make the sunflower wreath that I have on my shop as well. So there's different shapings that you can do. Stay, ribbon. I'm gonna try it the other way one more time. Uh-oh. See if I can read that. Hold on. Uh, 4th of July wreath. Got to see the 4th of July wreath on the shop or on the video? All right, just going back and opening up some of the ones that stayed close. Okay, this is how it's looking so far. And as we open them up and then we add the ribbons. Okay. So, here are some of our ribbons, matching with the colors. We have, of course, the ones with the sunglasses that I mentioned earlier because it matches our sign. It's got sunglasses on the summer sign. This one, because it's got the matching colors, so we've got the same colors, and it's got little, almost like little pebbles, but still the same colors. And I do have these here because I like using a variety of ribbons. So here on the top where we have most of this blue, I'm going to use more of these colors to kind of add some of that yellow. And I have a few of these. Now, normally when I have some ribbon left over, I don't throw them away. So I like using them up, because then there's usually another project I could try to mix it in. So depending on how many you have, you can kind of alternate to do that. So I'm going to cut some ribbon so I can show you how I do that and how I do my dovetailing. So we can learn how to do that as well. I'm going to just move some of these things out of the way. Alrighty. So if you don't have, like I have the the board here on the table, or if you don't have measuring tape or a ruler or anything that you can actually do some measurement with, this is something that I've done, and I've had it for forever and ever. It's already kind of getting all cut up. But all this is cardboard, and I used duct tape and put duct tape all the way around it. What I did was actually pre-measure it. Normally I use 12-inch cut ribbon when I do a wreath of this size. So what I did was actually measure 6 inches, and then when I go around, I know it's 12 inches for when I cut. And then if you notice, I also have 5 inches because for my smaller wreaths I use 10-inch cuts for the ribbon. So once you have it this way, it makes it easier, because then as you go all the way around, you can count that's 1 cut and then 2 and so on. So in case you need something like this to kind of do your measurements. Let's see. Either one with all the curls and colors. Yes, I love the colors. I like doing the mix match of the colors. And right now, you know, for the summer coming and the springs, you can kind of mix and match all of those same colors, the spring and summer colors, just having some brightness. You know, there's just so much going on in the world. Gotta have a little bit of color. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and start cutting this. This is the Easy Bow Maker, so we're gonna be using that, hopefully depending on time, because I don't want to keep you for too long. We may make a bow to go along with our wreath, but I'm gonna be using this just to hold my ribbon for now, so I can show you how I cut it. So this is, again, my little cardboard with my duct tape all the way around, and I'm gonna be using 12-inch, so I'm gonna use the 6-inch side. So this is all I do. I just kind of position it along the same length that I want to cut, and I go all the way around. So since I'm already all the way around there, that's 1 cut. And I mentioned earlier we have 10 on the bottom and 8 on the top, so that would be 18 cuts if you're going to use the same ribbon all the way around. But this is a ribbon that I started on before and I used for another project, so we'll see what we have and then we can continue on with the others. We'll probably get all of the cuts we need from the main ribbon, which is the one with the glasses, because it matches our sign. But this will let us know what we have that we can use. So that's 1. Okay, so I'm at 4, just doing that. And as you see, it's just a little twist, just kind of like rolling it. Okay, so that will be 14 cuts. So what I'm going to do is actually back it up, and I'm going to do the 10 for the bottom, just so that we can have some ribbon left so that we can make our bow, hopefully, if we have a little bit of time. So I'm just going to back it up and recount. Okay, or we can make it a little bit faster. All right, so here's our 1. And if you decide to do this, a tip that I can give you when you're doing the counting, if you start on the part where you put your measurement at, and you always have that on the top, you'll know that that's when you finish your count, so you won't have like half of a ribbon cut. I did that before when I was first starting to use this method, and I had plenty half of ribbons. Okay. And since it's getting kind of unraveled here because of what I had to do, I'm going to go ahead and cut. Now these scissors, I love these scissors for these projects. I have the link, the affiliate link for them also on the bottom of the video. I only use it for my arts and crafts, and they pretty much cut through everything, even through the chenille stems. So I love it because since I do this a lot with the ribbons and there's so many to cut, makes it easier to have a good pair of scissors that will cut through pretty much anything that you would need for ribbons and mesh and all of that. So I want to show you the dovetail, and I'll show it again here in a little bit. Once you have your ribbon cut in the length that you want it, to do your dovetail, all you have to do is bring the corners together, making sure that your pretty side with your print is facing out. And then you're just going to cut diagonally towards that corner, the little pointy end. And that'll give you the dovetail. Okay? Gonna do it again on the other side. And I promise I'm not throwing that in the floor. I do have a trash can underneath my table. Okay, we're gonna fold it in half, making sure our ends are all together and we have our pretty side facing the, to the outside. Okay, and there's the dovetail again. Quick and easy. So right now we have, let's see, to make sure, because I already forgot, three, six cuts of ribbon. And we need 10, so we need 4 more. I'm going to wrap this back up to make it easier. And after that, we can cut the one with our glasses, our sunglasses, with our beach motif. That matches our sign, and we'll start putting our ribbons on our wreath. And pretty much once we start doing the ribbons and putting them on the wreath, we're pretty much there. We're done. Unless we want to go ahead and do the bow and so on. So again, just using my little cardboard piece here with the duct tape. Starting, of course, with my number, my measurement facing up, so that way I know where I'm starting. Going all the way around gives me the full cut ribbon. So I'm at 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number facing up, so I know I'm at 4 full cuts. All right. And then maybe you could help me decide how we're going to mix and match the ribbons. All right, so we have our 10 cuts there. And I use these pins. They're like little, they're used more for sewing and such, but I use that to kind of keep the ribbons together so they won't unravel on me. In case you're wondering what I was trying to keep out of the way earlier. So we're gonna go ahead and get this one open. Get the plastic out of our way. Let's see. Neat way of doing it. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Turn it the other way so I'll be able to see it better. Alrighty. I think these are just so cute with the glasses. I love this ribbon. I like the colors. I hope you do too. Okay. Don't want to lose count, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop at 10. That way if I forget, you can help me remember. And then we'll just need 8 more for our inside, because we always want to make sure that whichever is our main ribbon, we have it for the full wreath. And there's our dovetail again. Just putting the ends together, pretty side out, and cutting diagonally. Make sure you can see all that pretty ribbon. We'll have plenty to make a bow. Alrighty. Again, gonna make some dovetails. I think that always gives any kind of bow a finished look. And it's the same for when you're using just cuts of ribbon. It gives it a finished look. So I always like doing that. The only ones I normally don't do the dovetails on are the ones that I'm going to be curling, because you really won't be able to see the ends anyway. So we got all of our ribbon cut. Now we get to mix and match. Alrighty. So we know we have all of them for these. So all of them are going to get it. So we can mix and match with these two and these as we need to. Or we can go all the way around with one and then add the others. So we know we have all 18 on these. We have 10 on these. So this will be either just on the outside and in every single one. So you can decide, because remember we have the 10 and the 8. We have all 10 of these. So we could do these at the bottom. So we can mix and match these here. This one, because it's the remnant I mentioned earlier, we only have 5. So we can alternate these 5 with this one on the bottom. So that'll give us 5 for these. So mentioned earlier about needing to count and, and doing a little bit of math. That is why. But if you start with brand new ribbons on a project, you normally don't have to do all that deciphering what to do and what to use. I just don't like anything going to waste. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put our ribbons together and we're going to alternate. So I like kind of putting them together first. That way I'll know that I have everything we need. So we have one with the teal, one with the yellow, and we're just going to keep on switching them out. And if by chance you don't do it in the right order, it's okay, because you'll be able to see it as you're putting them together. So you can do this ahead of time to save some time and just kind of put it all together like you're kind of putting a kit together. And then you can just grab them and go. And there it is. And then it's the same thing with these. Okay? And we'll do it as we go. That way I won't bore you doing all of that. Let's see. Like the one with the polka dots. So this one. Alrighty. Yeah, I like that one. That's one of my favorites, actually. I have a few. When I saw it, I had to buy more than one roll because I liked it so much. So there you go. So I'm going to show you another tip that I do. And it may look like it's hiding it, but when you have, so this is a, you could have like a 2 or a 2.5 inch ribbon, and you have a 1 or a 1.5 inch ribbon. Whichever one is smaller, you should always put it on top because you don't want to hide it. But the way that we put the ribbon on, and I'll show you how I do it, you'll still be able to see both if you do it the small on here. So a couple of different things to do. I always like finding my middle. So we're gonna fold it so we can find our middle, and I'll show you why in a second. And we're just gonna pinch and just gather it right there in the middle. Quick tip on curling: just like when you use scissors to curl the small ribbons, you put your fingers underneath the ribbon, and it does the same thing as long as you're using the wire ribbon. Okay, just like that. Now it looks like a little birdie. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the top, and we're gonna get to the same place where we have our stems. Get to that middle. We're gonna pull and twist. Now, since we're not adding anything else to the ribbon, we can go ahead and tuck these away, or you can cut them. A couple of different things. So on here, you could either have both of the yellow with the squares going up and the others going down, or you can swap them. So you'll have one up and one down. Different ways of doing it. You could do either or. You can mix and match. Have some of them going crisscross, some not. Entirely up to you. Okay. Going to our other ribbon, finding the middle. We're gonna crunch, 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 crunch. And then we're gonna curl it just to give it some shape. Finding our other set of stems. And I actually should be skipping one, to be honest, because I want to make sure I have some of the the one with the glasses up here. Because we're probably going to have some extra of that. Let me switch it up a bit. Let's still use this ribbon. Gotta kind of play along as you're looking at things. Same thing though, we're going to find our middle and crunch at the end. Scrunchy, scrunchy. We're going to curl. And this is one that I already had curled the other way, so it's being a little stubborn. And that's okay, we'll fix it. Alrighty. We're going to do our crisscross. So I want one to the top, one to the bottom. Alrighty. Going to our next one. Going back to the one with the bubbles, the pebbles. And I'm stealing from the other end. Here we go. Finding our middle. We are scrunching. I'm just going to run our fingers through the bottom. Any curls. And then we find our stems. Same thing, we're going to pull and twist. Show you what that looks like so far. Lots and lots of color. Okay, we had our glasses, then our pebbles, we're back to glasses, and I used the yellow, so now I'm back to the teal. I'm getting all twisted up here. Here we go. Finding our middle. See another comment, I'm gonna try to read it here. Pretty combo. Aw, thank you. Glad you like the combo. Alrighty, getting almost halfway through the top already. Now you can also do top and bottom as you go. It's a matter of preference or however you like to do. There's no actual rules, to be honest, when making a wreath, and that's one of the reasons I like it. And wreath is very forgiving, so even though it may look like it's not like in the right proportion or measurements or something, it's really very forgiving. So it may start at the beginning, may look kind of odd, even if you want to call it that, but then once it's all put together, it really works. So I believe anyone could make a pretty wreath. Back to glasses and teal. And again, all we're doing is just mix and matching. So if we have one of one pattern and color on one, then we switch to the other. Still doing the same thing, running our fingers to the bottom just to kind of give it that shape. and tightening. And I'm gonna show you, let's see where my cutter is at. And I do have these on the list as well. You can twist a couple of times just to make sure it's in there. But if you're not gonna be adding like flowers, for example, or any other kind of embellishments, you could always cut them so they'll be out of your way. Some actually just tuck them in. You could always do that as well. Either way, it works. Again, there's no wrong way really. Back to our little pebbles. Let's see. Do I think I have the makings of a Doug Lover wreath? I'm not sure I can understand the last part. But if you're asking about if we can make a wreath for a Doug lover, absolutely yes. There are definitely a lot of ribbons out there that have the paws, you know, for the dogs, or even the bones. And of course, I make the signs, so we could always make you a sign for, you know, for the dogs with a pretty saying. If you there's something you like to call them, or if there's a saying you like to use, you know, for your pets, we could always do that. I actually have someone that put a special order for a sign. They have a pet boutique, something like that. And I'm making a sign for them now, a custom made sign. So absolutely, if that's what you're asking, if we can make a wreath for a pet lover, dog lover, horse lover, we could pretty much make anything. There's lots of ribbons out there that we can use to match. So the answer is yes, yes, yes. And I love dogs too. Alrighty. I'm gonna have to invest in a big screen so I'll be able to see the comments a little bit better. Hope I'm not missing anything out there. Supposed to be using teal. Gotta keep me straight. I just did the yellow. Let's see. Let's change that up. Now, since these are not being glued down, that's an easy fix, huh? So again, this is the method we use. We're kind of doing a combination of methods. In the middle, we have the poof method, which is the one with the aqua teal color. And on the outside, we have the Woodland Ruffle method, which is a combination of a curl and a ruffle. So just a variety. This is what we have so far. So cute. It's a lot of colors. Nice and bright. So now we're gonna be moving, since we already did all of the inside, and let me show you more or less what that will look like. This is why I did that blue in the middle, because I want to make sure the sign will stand out, and we'll go ahead and put that in the middle of there. So we may not need a bow. That might be a little too much. I don't know. So now we're gonna do our ribbons on the outside, and we're gonna go ahead and mix and match. Okay, gathering in the middle, shaping our ribbon, and then we're gonna find our chenilles, our stems. Let's see if I can move that a little bit so you can see. So these are our stems. When I say stems, that's what I'm talking about. And we're gonna just go ahead and put these right in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna go in opposite directions with them to tighten, and then we twist. Okay, you can twist it a couple of times, and you can tuck these in if you're done, or cut them, either way. And then you can shape these as needed. Could do the crisscross where you have one of each color of each ribbon, top and bottom, or you could do both of these on the top and the others on the bottom. Either way it works. That's why I like it. We only have one of these. I'm going to put that away. I'm going to spread the joy. 1, 2, and 3, and we have 10. So I'm going to skip that. Alrighty. Here we go. Folding in the middle. Scrunching. I think we have a little delayed thing with the comments. I think I just saw another one pop up. The ribbons. Like labs? Yes! See, I keep seeing Magua Madness. I just want to say Margot. Margot! Thanks for watching, Ma. I love the labs. They're so cute. Alrighty. Moving right along. Let's see. Okay. So what I'm doing here, since we have both of the 2-inch ribbons, I'm just kind of mix matching. So if I have one on the top, I'm going to the bottom. Just want to make sure you can see that, just so I can spread the love on the colors. Okay, finding our middle, scrunching, and we're gonna go ahead and shape it. I like a little high pitch tone, high pitch. My accent just kicked in. Woohoo! I'm not supposed to be doing that one. Goodness gracious. Gotta keep me straight. I'm gonna need me an assistant to keep me all straight here, trying to read and do this. Mixing up on the ribbons. Sharing the video. Am I reading that correctly? Thank you, thank you. Hit that thumbs up. Thumbs up on the video if you like it. Thank you, thank you. Subscribe if you haven't already. My wonderful hubby is out there making a cake, y'all. A while back, I made a pina colada cake when we first got together. I can't remember when exactly I showed him, but I made it and he loved it. And then he wanted to learn to make it, and he has. And every once in a while when we have get-togethers, he loves making that cake now. So while I'm over here with you live, he's helping me out in the kitchen making that. Isn't he awesome? Love my hubby. He absolutely loves that cake. Then again, so do I. Alrighty, looks like we're almost done. And then we'll put our sign on the middle of the wreath. Let's see, 3 more. I missed that. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in here. Why not? Just because I can. Pina, you love it. Gotta come get some. Woohoo! Couple more. Let's see, can you even see that? Look how it's coming along. That pina colada cake is like really ooey gooey. It's one of those, it's like a comfort food thing, you know, ooey gooey. Kind of like a mac and cheese thing, which we're also making. So I don't know why, we just want to make a little bit of everything. And making pretty wreaths. Gotta have the wreaths. Last one. Scrunching in the middle. Shaping by running our fingers through on the bottom. Down to 1 vehicle. Oh no. So sorry. We'll have to work something out. Can't have that. That's not good. Makes things difficult when you have more than one person needing to go somewhere, huh? Alrighty. All nice and bright and full. Can we see that? I'll make sure I turn it around so you can see the different angles. Just gotta love it. Okay, so now we get to put our sign on. And it's over my special pliers, and I'll need some cord. Okay, so here's our sign to match. See all the pretty colors, and the glasses are in the ribbon. So we have the glasses on here. So I have these pliers, and yes, these are part of the affiliate links in case you want to get some for yourself. And this is aluminum. It's a photo aluminum sublimation blanks that I use to make these signs. And this goes right through it. And I love it because it makes a small enough hole to where I can run some wire through it. So I can go ahead and tie it onto the wreath. But not so big of a hole that it ruins the sign or anything of the sort. So I absolutely love it. And then the wire that I use, you can use like a 26 gauge wire. But I like using this silver one because you can't really see it. So I did one little hole on each corner. And I'll show you. I have this wire. I had actually had some wire and just run out, and thankfully I had this other roll. But it's very thin. You can't really, it's like, and you can bend it all sorts of ways. But once it's in there, you really can't tell. Going to what? To the vehicle? Can't read that. Let's see. To, uh-oh. The battery? Dead battery? Oh, that's not good. Do we need to come and give you a jump? I need to know where you're at. Okay, so we're going to get some ribbon out. And actually, I think I have another piece just to save on time. This is my green one. I'm gonna see about putting this in, and we're gonna do a small, we're gonna tighten it, just kind of attach it to the wreath, just real quick so I can show you what it will look like, and we'll go from there. Gonna cut this one in half. I think I have it too long. Nah. Just putting it through the hole. Okay. So let's see. How do we want it here? I think more in the middle, like so. Oh, he's got your car, so you're without a car. Oh my goodness. So that's why you're getting to watch me tonight. Huh. All right, so I'm just getting this wire underneath the mesh and around the wreath form so I can tighten it on the back. If I can get the wreath form. There we go. And then once I can pull it, I can position it where we want it and then just tighten it. Let's see. Kind of want it more. Let's see, where do we want it? More in the middle? Does that look good? There. Okay. All right, so I'm doing a very loose tightening right now because once I was putting the wire in, I noticed I haven't cornered the edges, and I want to make sure I do the rounding rather of those corners, the edging, because they're very sharp. So I don't want to make this too tight to where I can't take it off, because I want to make sure I take care of that before we post it on our Etsy shop. So I'm only going to do the two top ones, and then I'll go ahead and finish it off once I get these cornered, and then I'll also do the bottom to attach the bottom to it. But this is more or less what it would look like. We're all done with our wreath. Have a nice summer wreath. Hopefully the lighting there is letting you see all the different colors and the brightness of it and how full it is. And then once I go ahead and get the corners, I don't know if you can see this, it's very sharp. I just noticed that when I was putting the wire in. So I have a machine that I use to get those rounded off. That way it's not so sharp before I put them on the wreath. So I'm gonna take it off afterwards, and after we're done recording and being live, and I'll go ahead and finish it off and put it on our Etsy shop, so it'll be on there for sale. So do also check out the Etsy shop. I have other signs as well, and I do some custom orderings orders as well. So do let me know. I hope you liked this tutorial. I know it was kind of quick. So let me know if you liked it. Please do thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Click on that bell so you'll be notified when I go live. And I hope to see you again next Friday. We always come on at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Gorgeous. Aw, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So glad you like it. Do come on, join me again next week. I'm going to go ahead and change the view of the camera so I can see you and you can see me. Well, I can't quite see you, but so that I can go ahead and lift the wreath and you'll be able to see the full effect here. So here is the wreath. Here's the sides. And I hope you enjoyed the tutorial again. See you again next time. Until next time, this is Lena with Especially Made for Me. And don't forget, until next time on Friday, 8 p.m. Central, stay liquid, be safe. Bye-bye.